Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Leftovers. Leftovers, one of the most acclaimed segments on the Board Game Buffet podcast, now bringing you segments on YouTube. Graham and I like to talk about some games that we played a while ago, enjoyed them. We just haven't been able to get them back to the table. They've been pushed to the back of the shelf of the fridge, and they are those crusty leftovers. So we're going to bring it back out, shake off the whatever's growing on them, and see if we enjoy them as much now as we did back then. Graham, my leftover is Sushi Go. What is your leftover?
I'm going to be talking about Costa Rica.
The country?
That you could play this game in that country, but no, this is Costa Rica from Mayfair Games.
Okay. You want to go first? You want me to go? Doesn't matter with me.
Well, it's considering I have to put these slides together ahead of time. We can't just decide on the fly. So
okay, who is going first?
You are going first.
I am going first. All right. Sushi Go. Now, I know there's a newer version of Sushi Go called Sushi Go Party. I own it. I haven't played it. So this is just the old crusty base game version of it. Put out by Game Right Games. Comes in that pretty little tin, which I know a lot of people are like, I hate tins, but it serves its purpose. It's a great marketing ploy. It is designed by Phil Walker Harding, who some of you may know from Gizmos or Imhotep or Baron Park. But this is just a straight-up card drafting game. Very simple, plays fast, about 15 minutes, 2 to 5 players, and it is all about the card drafting. Yes, the theme is sushi, and there's great artwork on it. Or depending on the number of players, it's going to depend on the hand size. It's going to be passed around the table. But you are going to get a hand of cards in front of you. You're going to pick a card out of it. You're going to play it face down in front of you until everyone else has picked a card. Everyone's going to reveal, and then you're going to pass your hand to the player to your left. And the goal of this game is selection, but it varies in different ways. You know, some of the types of sushi will say like the tempura. If you get 2 of those, it's worth 5 points. The sashimi. If you get 3 of them, you get 10 points. And then some of them are based on just the points go up, they escalate up. Based on the number you have. It might go from, the first one's worth 1 point, then 3 points, and 6 points, and then, it keeps going up. And I think those are the dumplings. You have the nigiri rolls, or I'm not sure if they're rolls. The nigiri, there's 3 different types of them, and each type is worth a different valued point, 1, 2, and 3. But the cool thing about the nigiri rolls is that if you play a wasabi before you play the nigiri roll, it triples the point value of that type of card. And I think there's a couple other ones in there. Some of them give you, if you have the most of those type of cards, like the maki rolls, you get 6 points. If you are the second most, you get 3 points. And then the twist on it is there are some dessert cards, and it's a pudding card. And those don't score at the end of each round. Those only score at the very end of the game. And at the very end of the game, whoever has the most puddings, I think they get 6 points. And whoever has the least number of puddings gets a -6. And other than that, it's a straight up, whoever's got the most points is going to win. If you like set collection and card drafting, it's a great game. It's very light, very, very easy, very accessible for everybody. The main difference between this and Sushi Go Party is Sushi Go Party will allow you to add more players. I think it goes up to 8, and it's a more gamery version of the game. There's a lot more cards. There are a lot more cards that do special things, allowing you to swap cards out or demand a card from somebody else. There's more special scoring cards in that as well. And it lets you kind of design the different types of sushi you want to have in the game. I think like there's a combination of like 20 different types now, but you're only going to have 6 or 7 of them in the game at any one time. So it gives you some variability, it gives you some different styles of playing, and I guess it just keeps it fresh for you. Again, I've never played the Sushi Go Party. I've only played the original Sushi Go, and I will tell you this: it's a great gateway game. We play this. Well, we haven't played it in a while, but we used to play this all the time at the holiday setting. And I never bothered to even open up Sushi Go Party because for us, non-gamers, a little bit of wine involved. This is probably about as much as I want to force on them. I don't want to add a bunch of little special tricks and stuff that maybe the advanced Sushi Go Party gives them. But anyways, that is Sushi Go Party. I'm sure you probably have heard of it. You can get it at the big box stores. You can get it at Barnes and Noble. It's cheap. It's under $20. But man, if you are looking for a game to play with your kids, and I don't care if they're younger or older, if you're looking for a game to play with relatives at family get-togethers, you can play this with coworkers. It's got a great playtime, 15, 20 minutes, and it's just so easy to explain. So anyways, that is Sushi Go by Game Rent Games.
So this is my ignorant showing about Sushi Go. I've only ever played Sushi Go once. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed some drafting games. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize Sushi Go added more cards. I just thought Sushi Go was I didn't realize Sushi Go Party added different types of sushi. I thought it was just you could the same, basically that it just expanded it to 8 players. So you still got the same base cards, just more of them, so you could play with 8 players. I didn't realize that I didn't realize you could change in and out. I think that would be cool, because it's almost like a Dominion type thing, in which you can always play the base one, but then you have stuff to randomize it.
Yeah, it gives you a lot more cards to choose from. Again, you're not going to use them all in one game, and it also comes with with a little game board where it has the point tracks around the outside, so you can keep track of points that way versus just on paper. And it gives you the different slots of, okay, you can have 2 appetizer type cards, and you can have 2 special type cards, and you can have 1 dessert card or 2 dessert cards, whatever it allows you to do. And so on the board you put you put the scoring card of how that type of sushi scores, so everyone can see, okay, this one's going to score this way, this one's going to score this way, and then so it's always a reference points for them, and then you play the game, and yes, it gives you a lot more variability for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I probably wouldn't, like, for me personally, I wouldn't pick up Sushi Go, but Sushi Go Party would be something I'd be interested in. But I could see that if you wanted, like, an introduction, like, as you're saying, if it's non-gamers to have a couple glasses of wine, you want something that's just kind of nice and straightforward, that it's just easy to explain, that Sushi Go would be a good choice for that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're never planning on upgrading and wanting to get a more advanced version of Sushi Go, then the original is fine. But if you think, hey, I'm going to try it, and I would like the variability, you might as well jump in and get Sushi Go Party.
Right. Okay, so my game is, like I mentioned before, a game called Costa Rica, which I think kind of came and went with no one really paying any attention to it. This is put up by Mayfair Games, and it's about exploring the jungles of Costa Rica. And you're going on a photography safari, trying to get pictures of all the different types of animals. And the more pictures you can get of one certain animal, the more points you're going to be getting. It's got a kind of a push your luck aspect to it. So it's basically a whole bunch of hexes with some meeples. So all the hexes on the other side will have pictures of animals. So it could be toucans and leopards and monkeys and beetles and things like that. And you're going to turn them all face down so you can't see the pictures, but on the back side there are going to be the terrain tiles. So they'll show you, is this a wetland, is this a mountain, is this a forest, and you basically put all the hexes together to make a grid. So there's going to be 6 corners of the grid that you're putting down, because that's the way you make the board. And on each corner you put one of each person's meeples. When it's your turn, you will be given the exploration marker, which basically says you're the first player for that round. And you're going to pick one of these groups of meeples where you have a meeple, and you're going to start moving them into the jungle. And you turn over the tile. And you could say, okay, I'm going to stop, I'm going to take that tile and go. If you pass it as the expedition leader, then everybody else around the table who's got, again, a meeple in that collection will say, no, I'll take it. And then your round's over. No one takes it, and you move to the next tile. And you're making a bigger and bigger chain. There are some hazards, which are little mosquitoes. If you find one mosquito, that's fine. If you find a second mosquito, then your turn is automatically ended, and you collect everything that you've revealed. But every time the leader passes, the other people in the expedition can say, no, I'm going to take those tiles, and then that round is over. But whenever you take a set of tiles, you're going to be taking your meeple out of that exposition. So the next time it comes around to me, I can say, I'm going to move the same exposition. And you know what, Dean? You're not part of this expedition. You can't get any more tiles from this group of people. And so on each 6 of the corners of the board that you build, there's going to be a group of everybody's meeples. So if you go early and collect, I'm going to take the first tile that's turned over, you're going to be out of the game pretty quickly. But pushing your luck, if there's 2 leopards, which I think are one of the most rare animals in the thing, if I turn over 2 leopards, if I'm the expedition leader, I can say, no, I'm going to pass. I also want a beetle. I want the frog. I want whatever else. But someone else is going to say in the same expedition, you know what? I will give up my meeple to take those 2 leopards because they're going to be worth a lot of points. So there's always this push and pull. The expedition leader always get the first pick, but you'll have to remember that there's other people in your expedition which may end your turn earlier. Now, if everybody ends their turns earlier than you, then you're going to have the run of the board at the end of the game. But there's going to be a lot fewer tiles to go. You can also cut off other expeditions, so if there's nowhere for them to go, they are removed from the board. So if you remove all the tiles around another group of explorers, the game is over as well. And at the end of the game, you kind of look at all the tiles you've collected during the game, you put them all into sets, and of course, the more of one animal you get, the higher points. And things like, I think it's the leopard. I think the leopard is the most difficult one to get. And let's say there are 8 leopards in the game. Well, if you get 7 out of the 8, you get like 25 points, but it's really hard to get them. Well, beetles are a lot more plentiful, but that means everybody's going to be collecting pictures of beetles. So it's a game that I played when I first kind of enjoyed it, but I liked the idea of the game, but again, it's just never one that's kind of come back to the table. It's never one that we've said, let's sit down and play Costa Rica. But when I was going through my collection, looking for games for this, I'm thinking, Costa Rica is a nice, solid game. It's got a bit of push your luck. It's got a bit of randomness. It's got a bit of set collection, but it's not overly difficult. It's just, I move on to this tile, flip it over. Am I going to take all the tiles I've previously won? No. Anybody else want it? No. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Very simple. And one that I did enjoy is just one that's not on the top of my list to get back to the table. So that was my pick, Costa Rica. So have you ever played Costa Rica, Dean?
I don't even think I've even looked at it. It doesn't sound familiar of anything that I've really. I know I haven't played it, but I don't even know if I've truly given it any attention. Wow.
Yeah. Again, this is one that I think just kind of came and went, and it. I think if you're looking for a nice kind of family game with not exactly take that, but because you are the people in the expedition can take the tiles away from you if you decide to push your luck too far. That it's just that's good. You're either going to like that or you're not going to like it. I liked it.
It surprises me a little bit that you like it, with it being take that and randomness.
Well, the randomness, it's like any set collection game. I mean, you are seeing the tiles as they turned up. If I really need one leopard and it's the first one I turn over, I might just take it. I might say I'm the expedition leader. I'm going to end it right here because I really, really want that leopard. I don't want to. Right. I don't want to risk losing it to someone else. So I have a little more choice over that. I don't have a choice over the randomness, but I have a choice of when I get to end. I like zombie dice. Zombie dice is a kind of a push your luck. I've rolled 4 brains. Am I going to stop here? No, I'm going to push it one more, and I could lose. So I don't mind that mechanism too much. So that was my pick, Costa Rica. Probably a game that a lot of people that are watching this have never heard of or seen.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't even know. With it being Mayfair, I mean, I don't know if it's now would be published under Lookout or if it's just kind of lost into the abyss of out-of-print games.
Yeah, it came out in 2016. So it is still relatively new, but yeah, it was before Mayfair got bought out. So who knows? Who knows where they're still going to maybe find it? If you find it, it's going to be kind of new old stock, like stuff that's just been sitting on the shelf.
All right. So, all right. Well, that's our leftovers. If anyone wants to check out either podcast that we do, you can check out Talking Across the Game Board or Board Game Buffet Podcast. Both of them can be found on iTunes and Libsyn and Spotify and all those good places. And if you feel inclined, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you have any comments about the games we talked about, let us know. If you have any suggestions of games that you would like us to talk about, let us know as well. Anything else? Sorry.
That's a good way to end. That's a good way to end the stream.
Yeah. Blah. All right. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and your loved ones.
See
See
ya.
ya.